Welcome to EZGovOpps. I wanted to do a quick overture for folks that are on the OASIS Plus vehicle, whatever domain. I wanted to focus on intelligence services today. It's relatively brand new. I think their first task orders, started to take place right around April in 2025. So most of the folks are going to be on OASIS Plus. A lot of them have been on the first iteration, which is OASIS, most likely small business. So in EZGovOpps, there's a tab called GWAC schedules and high profile IDIQs. It's roughly about 6,000 vehicles in this particular tab. So it's a monster tab to get into and breaking it all down to mass schedules and respective sins underneath of that. This task order management system, it's about $2.5 million of code. It's really special for folks that want to get the unique competitive advantage and they really want to thrive winning task orders when they've already qualified for those particular vehicles. Really important for those folks. This is quite frankly the only way, to simply win a lot of task orders. It's awesome to be invited to the party in a sense of winning a place or a seat within that particular vehicle or domain or track. It's more so a larger challenge to win a lot of task orders. So this helps you in that particular venture. All the large companies all have task order management system access. There's three folks that are in this country. GovWin and also Bloomberg Gov, which is called BGov, and EZGovOpps Market Intelligence. So we're very proud to be in this really tight knit community. So in this Oasis, if you drove Oasis, put in Oasis in the search box, you would get this particular look and feel. It'll provide an overview of Oasis as well. I'm in the Oasis Small Business track. There's about 180 companies in this track. And I created a bunch of tabs over here just to kind of make this quicker for the watch. In these 180 companies, you can, if you wanted to, you can see the historical kind of trends as to what are the obligated dollars by the government to those 180 awardees on that particular OASIS small business track. You can actually see this. You can drive analytics based on last year's calendar trends as well. Maybe you see companies in the last government calendar year winning more task orders than prior. So you can actually, see actual physical trends in that. You can see spend by agency as well. So there's a lot of analytics in play to kind of do your magic. Air Force by far is the largest player within Oasis Small Business. So knowing that Oasis Plus, this is kind of a precursor. A lot of these folks got on Oasis Plus under respective, different domains. So let's kind of carry the torch, forward a little bit further. So we're going a little bit more analysis on Oasis Small Business so you know that you can go, all right, I want to see all the overtures of what took place on the particular task orders. You can actually forecast an Oasis Small Business, which again, a lot of these task orders will in fact recompete. This next tab, explains how you can actually choke it down for a year forecast. I actually put already pre-staged kind of criteria here. You can do a year forecast. You can actually go to another level, which is really, really awesome. You can go down to advanced features, and this is specialized features within EZGovOpps and EZGovOpps only. Which ones are directed buys? Only one offer was actually submitted. So if I check off the box, the next screenshot reveals this. So there's 18 companies out of 72 within Oasis Small Business. Roughly one-fourth of all these task orders forecasted on Oasis Small Business are directed buys. Quite simply, that's a trend. That's a heavy trend within all mass schedules. And eventually it'll be carrying over the same thing within Oasis Plus. GWACs, for example, 8A stars 3/4 of all the task orders that are issued under 8A stars 3 were directed buys. Astonishing. The government doesn't want you to know all this. This is where we prevent that window to kind of get deeper into the weeds. Now I'm going to really hone in on Oasis Plus. I'm going to hone in on intelligence services specifically. Okay. Again, to my point earlier, you can see an analysis who are the top players thus far. Again, this is still very early. Peerless Technologies and also Deloitte are the big players so far. GDIT obviously as well. Again, you already know how the analytics work. This is where it lists all the awardees with their contract numbers, and then also option end dates over here in this particular column, really important. But this is where you can drive data even deeper. Let's say I want to drive intelligence service, see all the players within that one domain, 663. Out of the 663, I want to go deeper. I want to get into the task order view, and this is where FPDS, does a great job, but it does not batch or group all the mods, all the different actions on the respective task orders. What our code does, it takes all that information, which FPDS does a great job provide, groups it or batches it together, takes all the background, what I call noise, colons, semicolons, quote marks, question marks, exclamation points. FPS is, notorious, dollar signs. They all mean something, internally within the U.S. federal government. We get rid of all of that, so it creates a storyline when you're trying to ascertain what is that task order involving. Okay, very important. So we got 54 task orders thus far, but how many are going to end, very simply in a certain time frame? You can do that all day long in this particular range field point here. You can see obviously, whatever duration that you want to choke it down, so you can actually refine that if you would like to. Now, I exported this 54. I want you to see kind of an Excel file to kind of work within that environment. All platinum level members within EZGovOpps get a red export all button installed. It's a physical action by us to install. There's certain vehicles in here, especially mass schedules guys, that have 1 million task orders. You can imagine the bandwidth decided, to create this code for this export all button to create an Excel file with 1 million rows with, sometimes as many as 168 rows or column headers within the rows listing as well. So it gets really complex for coding. Now, in this light, you can easily see how much has been obligated, the percentage obligated thus far. What is the total expectation of this particular task order as to what it's going to be achieved as, and to their specific date. Now, if you want to export this, again, that export all button does this action. I've brought up an Excel file here so you can actually see. And I wanted you to see a really important field point. Column S. Remember I was saying in this particular case, OASIS, for example, 1/4 of every task order is release, very simply directed buys. You can actually see how many people actually did bids. 18 people did, or 18 companies did bids out of the 600 people in OASIS Plus within intelligence services. So this really gives you a good depiction of how many people were involved in the actual bidding process. But you will notice a lot of a number one, meaning directed buys. Again, this is where I want you to kind of take advantage of it with Access to EZGovOpps in this particular kind of example case. In this scene, I picked on one that doesn't look like an email on purpose. You can see here 7013. 7013 is actually the office number for where this J.R. Furtek, J being the first initial of the guy's name or girl's name, R being the middle initial, Furtek obviously being the last name. I picked a weird name on purpose here just to make it easier to be able to find. But you notice some of these have legit emails. The Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps, they typically sometimes will put their office number. You can see here FA 4890. That doesn't belong. Shamir Wells, she purposely did an introduction of a bogus number, which is our office number and email address. If you just simply take that number out plus a dot symbol in front of it, you'll be able to find that person in EZGovOpps. So I looked up Furtek, and when I look up Furtek, and very simply, and this is the other tab that I have open here, this is the person. Now you have the email address. If they share their phone number, obviously we pull that in as well. This is a Homeland Security particular task order under OASIS Intelligence Services. Now this is when the party starts. Reach out to these particular folks. You know they have power. They are making directed by decisions. You look at all the ones that have one next to it. You develop a rapport relationship. Again, our clients call this unbelievable phrase game changer. This will change the way you do business. Again, be excited about it being invited to the party, being on the OASIS Plus intelligence service or any domain for that particular matter. But that's just where it begins. If you want to be a player like Pureless, like we were looking at that particular company was number one, this is how you do it. Okay. So thank you so much for listening to this.